It's almost a decade since the nations of the Pacific sent a stabilisation force known as RAMSI to the Solomon Islands. Now the mission is wrapping up with the military component to pull out next year. But the Solomons Prime Minister, visiting Australia this week, now says his country will still need assistance even after RAMSI's mission ends. From Canberra, political editor Catherine McGrath.
It's hard. Out.
It was an official welcome with the usual honours. But for Prime Minister Gordon Darcy-Lilo, it was extremely special.
It was a moving ceremony because it shows the commitment that Australia has on Solomon Islands, and to bring the Prime Minister of Solomon Islands to the Parliament forefront to be welcomed by the Federation Guard is a real honour.
He'd come here to express thanks and to talk about plans for the future.
Next year, 2013, will mark the 10th anniversary of the Regional Assistance Mission to Solomon Islands. We all know why RAMSI came to Solomon Islands in the first place a little over 9 years ago. But importantly, RAMSI played a key role in rebuilding Solomon Islands.
Today, the Solomon Islands is a proud and capable nation. It's a nation firmly in control of its own destiny. It's a nation that's open for business, and it's a nation that we call a friend.
But it's been a long and tough journey from 2003, when the militants were fighting and law and order was breaking down. Then Australian Prime Minister John Howard answered the call for assistance, and RAMSI was born.
It has achieved many of its principal objectives, certainly in terms of restoring security and financial stability, beginning the task of rebuilding and reforming institutions. And I think there are some issues, were RAMSI to disappear, about the sustainability of the successes that it's achieved to date.
In a public lecture, the Prime Minister too has spoken about the fragility of peace.
The RAMSI transition must be managed responsibly to ensure sustainability of peace. Issues such as youth unemployment, absence of economic infrastructure, and institutional leadership remain significant challenges that must form transition into the post-RAMSI period.
Now as the transition from RAMSI begins, there's much to do and discuss. The military component will pull out in 2013, but support for RAMSI will continue.
Yes.
Foreign Minister Bob Carr is just back from the Solomon Islands, where he delivered a key message from Australia.
We are committed to them and their future. We're not going to withdraw. And RAMSI's police function is going to continue a long time after the military function is phased out.
In a meeting with Prime Minister Gillard, a health cooperation program was agreed to that will deliver skilled birth attendants, immunisation programs and fresh water to new areas in the Solomon Islands. And at the official luncheon, the country's current achievements were recognised.
Just 9 years on, things have changed dramatically. The Solomon Islands is achieving the highest economic growth rate in the region at almost 11% last year. It has some of the lowest crime rates in the region and is teaching its neighbours how to run correctional facilities at UN standards.
RAMSI has been a success, but a qualified one. If it leaves altogether, the gains may be hard to maintain. Social stresses in the Solomon Islands are increasing due to the high level of unemployment, particularly amongst young men in the city. And to survive, the economy must diversify from its reliance on logging. It's hoped that mining will provide jobs in the future, and while in Australia the Prime Minister took in a mining visit in Queensland. RAMSI's work has been acclaimed during this visit, as it should be, but that doesn't mean the challenges of the Solomon Islands have been solved, or that RAMSI hasn't had some problems of its own. ANU academic Sinclair Dinnan has made a detailed study in the field of RAMSI's programs, And he concluded the highly resourced international police force are more popular in the country than the local police force, creating its own set of problems.
A lot of the indications are that despite considerable capacity development that has gone on with the Solomon Islands Police Force, many Solomon Islanders still are lacking in confidence in the ability of their police to do the job. That relates to a number of factors, including the role of the police in the events of many years ago now, which led to the intervention in the first place. But I think you can also say that people are judging their local police very much by these standards of this international police force and continue to find the local police wanting.
Prime Minister Lilo agrees there is much to be done, but also wants time to thank those who've helped along the way.